My name is Nicole Ogunade, and I'm a nutraMetrix consultant. Actually, I'm also an educator and a mother, and working with nutraMetrix has actually been a dream that I did not know come true. So that is pretty awesome. So tonight I'm just going to share the business plan with everyone, hopefully give you some details about what nutraMetrix is, what it can provide for you as a health professional, or what it could provide for you as an individual also, and how we all work together to accomplish this great feat. All right, I see my screen is switching around. So please just confirm if you're able to see the full screen again, because on my end it looks odd. Are we all
Looks
good?
fine.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. I will continue then. All right, so nutraMetrix is a division of Market America, which has been created with cutting-edge solutions exclusively for health professionals. And basically what we've been doing is providing a system of services and products designed to better serve patients and generate ancillary income for a practice. And that could be through different means. Now, we know healthcare itself has been changing. There's been a change in paradigm going on. We know there are rising business costs and drug costs that continue to surface no matter what. And that has affected a lot of the products that people are getting for themselves. Either they're choosing to go for something else, or they just can't afford what they need. We have the shrinking insurance reimbursements, which have made it also difficult for the health professionals. Some of them have come to a point where they rather not accept insurance and just start on their own. And some of them have realized that insurance has given them so little back. And they've had to shift around how they approach insurance or how they go through the process of collecting money from insurance. And sometimes they don't even get everything. They have to go through a whole series of paperwork to actually receive any payment at all. So that's really been a difficulty on their end also. And we know the regulations are changing, reform initiatives are changing. And as you continue to listen to the news, listen to things that are going on, we know that it's not getting any easier for anyone. I'm going to take a look at some of the Wall Street journals and articles that have been out saying doctors are going broke. Who's really responsible? I know we look at doctors as the big payment guys. They receive a lot of money. They get paid. They drive the best cars. I don't think we look at the other end where the health professional also, as a human being, struggles with making certain payments done with their practice, making sure certain things are paid, their overhead costs and whatnot are also being affected. We see one end, they could see the complete picture. Continuing on that end, I'm going to take you through this slide here. You notice that there's more time and less money coming into the practices. If you take a look here, hours that are spent per week on paperwork and administration, you can see my link here. It says less than 5 minutes or less than 5 hours here are spent per week on paperwork. Only 11% of people use that much time. Then you have those who spend about 5 to 9, those who spend 10 to 19 hours a week on paperwork, and some spend 20 or more hours a week on paperwork. The paperwork is taking more time from them, but they're not getting paid anything more for it. Again, we'll look at the minutes spent with each patient. Let's take a look back here. 20 or more hours are spent on paperwork. But if we go back here, the minutes that are being spent on the patients are also less. You get less than 9 minutes spent on patients. There are 5% of doctors say that. And if you continue to look down at the numbers, you see the shift here where more time is being spent on one thing, but less money is coming in on the other. So we'll find that sometimes we're going into health practices and health offices, and we're finding sometimes our doctors spend less time with us because they do have to catch as many patients as they can, and they have a lot more people booked for each appointment. And if you know going into practice, you find that sometimes you're waiting so much longer for an appointment than you probably did. And there's some practices that are doing great with that, but it's also a challenge for them to make sure that they get to as many patients as they can.
Sorry to interrupt. Are we supposed to see any slides?
Oh, that's what I thought you said you could see them.
Well, we just see your beautiful face.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. So I need to make an adjustment on that end then. I am sorry. All right, then give me 1 second because I thought you were viewing that also. All right, darlings. 1 second.
There it is.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. All right. Is it giving me the view? All right. Let's try to make that a full screen. Perfecto. There you go. I do apologize. All right, so we're good now, I think. This looks better. Okay, sweet. Let me just go back one step. I'll just do a quick zoom back through some of the slides so you get to see them. Well, thank you for technology and thank you for noticing and letting me know that. Okay. So going back here quickly, as I said, nutraMetrix provide a suite of customized cutting-edge solutions which are exclusively for health professionals. And of course, we have a wide variety of products and services which are designed and custom built per practice, per health professional according to their needs and wants. And there are lots of relationships we have with different partner stores which also offer those additional savings on things that supplies they need in the office, credit card processing, online setup, and so much more. I'm going to zoom through these since I went over them. I mentioned the change in paradigm, the rise in business cost and drug cost, the shrink in insurance reimbursements, and the change and reform initiatives that are going on. So I'll go through these are some of the articles in Wall Street Journal and other medical articles. As you can see, a lot of it talks about the doctors and Medicare cutting prices, payment that are going up, costs going up, and doctors are not making ends meet like everyone else. And the time spent, there's more time spent on paperwork and less money. They're not getting more money for this paperwork. There are less minutes spent with each patient. And when you ask the question about what's the most rewarding part of the job, if you look at this chart here, it just says 27% said their relationship with their patients is one of the biggest things. 24% said being good at what I do and finding answers and diagnosis, which is great. Everybody wants that. Knowing that I'm making the world a better place, 23%. But you have 2% said nothing. But just take a look at that. I would think that we have more at the top because with each job you do want to know that you're making the world a better place. You do want to know that whatever relationship you have with the patients, continue to promote good health with them. That's why people start whatever they're doing, even the health professionals. So when they committed to being a health professional, they had a goal, they had a dream. And all these changes and cost and charges are making it so much more difficult for them to achieve that. What are some of the alternatives that they have? A lot of more practices are offering ancillary services. So if you take a look at this, and I'm sure you've seen that when you walk into practices, some of them are offering weight loss services, some of them are offering nutrition counseling, some places have cosmetic services, acupuncture, and so many more that are not even listed here. If you take a look at here, you see the orthopedics, gastroenterologist, etc. You can see that each one of these are offering some sort of ancillary service. Think about going into an eye doctor who's offering Botox. I don't think the two necessarily correlate, but if that's the ancillary service he has, or that's maybe it's because it's a demand with some of his patients, whatever the need is, a lot of practices are offering ancillary services to help them cover cost and fees and just help them get their overheads back. And it's estimated that about 15% or more are earned from, 15% or more is being earned from the ancillary services. Okay, great. So we know the supplement market is grown, not only because everybody's trying to be a little more natural. I don't think many of us have found medications that have side effects. If you always live forever, you lose weight and be the greatest shape, you have the energy you want, and the only side effect you have is nothing. Right now, we find a lot of the side effects that we see in a lot of drugs and medication are things that a lot of patients and just everyone in general is trying to steer away from. We're a growing population of people who are a lot more health conscious than we were many years ago. So the supplement market in that end is growing. So people are either using them from their foods, they're finding them in the stores, they're going to Costco or whoever else to try to get some sort of supplement to help supplement their lifestyle. And weight loss, as we know, this is close to the season. People are starting to make goals for their weight loss. Happy New Year's. We're coming into the time when everybody wants to have a New Year's resolution of losing weight. And we'll know that 76% or more adults and actually young people, young teens and young adults are being more health conscious and trying to get more supplements to help them. And even those who work out, you notice they're also high. But people will prefer to get a recommendation of that supplementation from either their doctor, their dietitian, or some health professional rather than just someone who's working in a health food store who's been told, this is the one we're selling this month, this is the sale, please get it off the shelf. Now, we know the average consumer is educated in some sort of science-based nutritional support. Everybody's learning something or the other. We look at a lot of the popular brands that we use. We have the artificial chemical dyes, we have synthesized flavoring agents, we have preservatives, and etc., the bulk fillers, the binders, a lot of these other chemical products that are in there. I mean, there's, let me switch here. Oh, not going? I don't know. All right, what happened now? Okay, great. So I'm going to take a look at this popular supplement label that we use. Now, it's not my job to knock anything, but I just want you to take a quick look at some of the ingredients. Let's look at some of the highlighted ones. The easiest thing I could say here is when you're looking at anything you're purchasing, you want to take a look at what's in there. Talc, as you know, there's a whole lot of things going on about talc. Actually, I put talc on my face, that's powder. But I don't think I want to ingest that myself. Red 40 Lake has been in so many things for many years, but we really don't have a deficiency in Red 40 Lake. Neither do we have one in Bluetooth Lake or some of the other products that we're finding. So look at the children's Flintstones. Now, if you know a lot of families go to Costco, you can get a nice big container of Flintstones or some other products. I do know there have been some adjustments on some of the ingredients in these products, but again, why add things to our body that we don't need? It's bad enough that we get some of these things without choice. Some of it is in our environment, but why would we purposely just want to get these products into our system? So we find a lot of people are more aware of that and they're trying to stay away from it. But again, the ingredients in there, we would prefer to have an ingredient that's a little more, that's more natural than to have something that has extra things that we don't need in our system. Okay, nutraMetrix is actually positioned right time and right place. We've been helping health professionals generate additional revenue for many years. And again, it's one health professional at a time. We don't try to accomplish a whole slew of people at a time because everyone's needs are different. Every practice has its special needs, and every practice has a population of patients that have their special needs. So based on what each practice needs and what their wellness goals are, we try to make sure we either fill in the gap or bridge that gap for them to achieve their goals in there. So the mission of nutraMetrix. nutraMetrix is a nutraMetrix custom health solution. So we believe patients should have access to recommendations for healthy living and products that promote optimal wellness from their trusted health professionals. So not just anybody in the street. That's why we do focus on helping health professionals implement customized wellness programs that benefit their patients in practice. So I did say this. We're trying to make sure that we take a moment to find out what this health practice is, what the health professionals' goals are. Take a look at that, sit with them, make a plan, and then see how we can be of service, be of help to this practice of health professional. And again, we're changing the face of healthcare, one health professional and one patient at a time. Let's take a look at the nutraMetrix division. If you look at the stats here, there has been a steady growth from the beginning, from the year 2004 all the way to, what do we have here, 2008, 2017. See, can we go back there? That's fine. So as I said, there's been it's a $40 million division. And the growth has obviously been steady, and it's not because everything is advertised online. It's because people have found that they've been able to achieve their goals, achieve their patients' goals, service their patients in the way that promotes health, promotes wellness, and services the patient as a whole, not just piecemeal in their lives. So the product brokerage advantage of nutraMetrix, this is something that's really exciting because we identify the latest market-driven products, the science, the synergistic formulations based on current research. We adapt and we're flexible enough that we adapt and adjust it based on research that comes out. So if a product is made, or if the producer of the product produces the product, and we find that with time, the product's value is not as high as it should be, then what we do is we find somebody else who will comply and make it according to the synergistic formulas, according to this research, and put the right formulations into them. Because there is no point having a product that has a beautiful name, a great status, but find that it eventually dwindles. So we try to make sure we stay as a product brokerage company, and that's the advantage of nutraMetrix compared to some other values, which is really sweet. So as I said, our commitment to quality is what allows us to go from manufacturer. If the manufacturer is not doing what they're supposed to do, it allows us to go to another manufacturer or go back to this manufacturer and say, these are the specifications needed. Please stay with the quality that's required. So we also have quality control experts who go in, and it's not always planned. Sometimes they pop in, pop visit, and they test the products on the shelf, and they could take bottles from any shelf to test them to see if the quality is exactly what it's supposed to be. So we are specifically committed to quality. Raw materials are sourced with certificate of analysis, and the big thing is the GMP, which is the good manufacturing practice, and we make sure that that's complied. So again, these products are inspected randomly, the odor, the taste, the label, and also the appearance of the product. So that's something I'm really proud to stand behind. So voila, take a look at our beautiful bottles. nutraMetrix has their labeling and products that are made specifically for the health professionals. Now, again, I mentioned exceptional quality control. So we have the superior nutrient delivery, which again, I'm going to explain further. We have the quality sourcing of our ingredients and the comprehensive and synergistic formulas, which we stick to. Now, again, why is that of value to anyone? For a health professional, let's look at the value. You have a better delivery system because we have a powdered product which mixed with liquid or water, not just or, with water at the exact value, gives us a better delivery. It gives us better compliance and better result. Why better compliance? Some patients are tired of tablets. They're tired of taking tablets. They'll rather drink something for 1, 2. They find that they're responding better to it. Why? Because the bioavailability in their body allows them to absorb from 90 to 95% absorption rate, which is really awesome. So we get better results because of that. And because of these better results, these patients are more compliant because obviously if you get a better result from something, you will come back to the same thing. Why get a good result and go to something and then give you one? Now for the patient, it's easier to take. One less tablet is a blessing. The taste is really great. And each product has its taste based on the formulation. And the results, again, are things that they really feel. So I mentioned us customizing these products. So do you see this nice little thing that says custom cocktail? The awesome thing about that particular bottle is we can create a label for the practice, label it with the doctor practice name according to whatever custom formulation they would like to make for their practice. We have dental practices that make one for the dental health. We have orthopedics and so other different practices that make their labels for their practice because of whatever formulations and mixes they want to have for their practice. So again, we can customize unique formulas for each practice. We have reliable patient results. And again, the patient compliance is really awesome. Now, for a patient, they know where this is made. They know who's making their customized formula. They know the doctor or the practice that has what they need, and they will go back to it. It's simplified. There's a nutritional support that exists. And then there's auto ship so that they don't have to necessarily keep coming back to the practice to ask for it. They can get it automatically shipped to them if they so choose, which also makes it easier for a practice instead of having to also follow each patient regimen. GeneSnip. So GeneSnip it's basically like a DNA analysis. So now New York doesn't have GeneSnip per se, but we have a lot more places that have GeneSnip. However, the great thing is it tests 48 generic variations. Health professionals, regardless of what state they're in, can use the evaluations and the results to help with their patients or whatever other testing needs that they have or the testing system that they use. It helps support a patient because we're looking at, like I said, the 48 generic variations. And health professional can use their knowledge, the nutritional status, the genotype to help customize a wellness plan. And they can, again, use some of either the products or some of our services, which this is one, to help them take guesswork out of lifestyle recommendations for patients. The patient can get a laser approach to their customized nutrition for wellness. They have a doctor who can also read the results. So there's no guesswork in there. A health professional will be given access to a formulation or information so that they know how to read the results so they don't have to guess, they don't have to do anything extra. It gives them that support to help them with the analysis and with the patient. So that's in itself is a great tool. And it's really great because you can use it to figure out what's going on in the system, what lacks, what's great. Jeez. Oh, wow. TLS, our weight loss solution, which is another tool that we have. It's a scientific-based weight management program. Now, as we know, weight loss is not magic. It is science. And helping people understand that it is a process. We did not get to where we were in one day, so we don't expect to revert it in one day either. However, TLS Weight Loss Solution is an educational system. And it not only teaches the patient how, or customer, or even individual, how to lose weight healthily and make it a lifestyle system. It teaches them why certain things occur. It educates them on how they make their choices. I mean, a lot of us are so knowledgeable about things, but sometimes we don't necessarily always apply. But some of us don't know, and it would be great because all the tools, again, are provided. It addresses that immediate bottom line because we know a lot of practices have a lot of people who want to lose weight. Again, ding, ding, this is December. New Year's is coming. A lot of people are looking for weight loss solutions. The patient gets a system that is effective. It has long-term results. And again, it's one of those things that you give away, you give and you get paid back. When you give patients education, you give people education. Not only do they gain the knowledge to come back to you because now this is what we did, this is how it is. It gives you a system that you can work, that you have the system to see what the patient did, as well as the results that are coming from it, what their next steps are, and so on and so forth. So it's a great solution. And we have something called TLS Select, which is the system that's created for health practices or health professionals to give them a great system that will work with their practice and with their goals to accomplish what they need. And yes, we have the online support too. So your nutraMetrix consultant, again, is a partner in implementation. Now, you're not paying for the nutraMetrix consultant at all. This person will come in, this wonderful person will come in. We'll assess, we'll do an assessment, we'll sit with you, ask some questions, get to know. It can take about 10-15 minutes. Create a proposal, customize implementation plans, and that's not necessarily without your input, with a health professional's input. There's staff training that occurs, there's extra education, there's ongoing support and monitoring. So your nutrition consultant can provide that. Now, the health professional, you will have a personalized consultant that has your best interest in mind, because they will be there to support you along the way with your vision, with your goals, with your plan. For a patient, that allows them to have that education, again, that exists in the office, but it also allows them to have a health professional who's right there with them on their journey, who's right there with them. So advise them, or to just give them that extra education for the next step of their journey. And again, they're allowed to customize whatever is needed for your patients and for your practice. Now, each practice or health professional that chooses to work with nutraMetrix gets a practice website, or gets a website, which gives them detailed support. It gives them a lot of research. It's 24/7, so their patients have access to it regardless of. They can easily navigate it. There's cashback reward system for the patients that also helps the practice. Order ship, reorder alerts exist on there. There's detailed product information. There's a lot of research information and links to it that's already there. And one of the great things is this nutraphysical, which takes some of the guesswork out for a health professional. The patients can go through it and the questions, and it helps give recommendations based on whatever the patient has put in there. It allows you to also have a simplified technology system where you can also have access, and your staff or health professional staff can have access to something we call a back office, where they can easily manage who did what happened. If you want to make a change in something, if you want to create your custom cocktails, as we call those little jars in there, you can create them so that they're easy for you to manage and look. And it's really not complicated, and it's really not extra work. So that's actually a really cool system. Okay, so we have supported marketing materials. nutraMetrix provides these materials. Now, there's stacks, handouts, posters. You don't see the picture of posters, a lot of the posters here, but we have this Planning for Your Wellness, which is really awesome. It allows you to use them with the patients. There's a guide, there's a brochure, which gives a catalog of different things that exist, which can be updated. We'll even provide waiting area displays, videos, and different artifacts that can be used in the office, and you can either print them, you can make them digital, etc. for the practice. So, okay, how does this work? And I did give you a quick overview there. We have something called a discovery meeting. Basically, it's just a 10-15 minute appointment with a health professional, which allows us to access what the practice needs are, or what the practice goals are, what it is they're looking for, and then we create a customized proposal. A health professional then evaluates the proposal and can make necessary adjustments, or they just want to add whatever they need to. Then the nutraMetrix consultant supports the implementation, training and ongoing success of the practice to meet the health professional goals. Again, each practice is different. Each practice needs are different. So again, we customize it based on that. So there are two ways to earn income through the nutraMetrix business. One, pretty practical, earn retail profit, which exists. It's simple implementation and practice, 30 to 50% gross retail profit. But then the other option is to earn ongoing income, which can earn commissions based on the business volume of products sold. Again, on the business volume of products sold. Then they can also earn $300 to $3,600 in commissions per week per business developmental center that's based on the product sales. I'll explain that. All right, so let's look at a quick, simple retail model for a health professional. Keeping it really simple right here. If this particular practice has 5,000 patients, so survey says that 65% want wellness alternatives, or actually doing something. Implementation goal then for practice of 5,000 patients would be 10% of the patient base. So that's about 500 patients. Then we just think, If the goal is to target 500 patients in a practice of 5,000, doesn't sound so bad, then we'll target a daily action of at least trying to add 2.5 patients per day to wellness protocol. We don't have 0.5 humans, so let's say 2 patients per day or more based on what you choose. On products, let's look at 200 working days in a year. All right, so same scenario with the practice. If this particular practice chooses to use something we call the nutraMetrix Daily Essential Packets. Now, these are packets that contain a multivitamin, B complex, activated B complex, in fact, calcium plus, and an antioxidant called OPC3. All of these are put together in one packet with 1 serving each. If we look at this particular packet, which comes in a box of 30 packets, okay, the HP cost for this product would be about $55. The suggested retail would be $77. 4 products in one. Retail profit is $22. So let's focus on just 25 patients. Out of that 500 we targeted, 2.2 patients a day or 2.5 patients a day. Let's say out of the month, eventually growing to that point, 25 patients commit to it monthly. That's a $550 profit that the practice earns. If we go on to say 100 patients, that's $2,200 that practice could gain a month. That's keeping it simple. We can even bring the numbers down to be realistic based on your practice and how the approach and how the implementation goes. And just look at the cost there. Imagine if you go up to 1,000 patients, if you have a big practice, that's $2,200. That could cover salaries, that could cover overhead, that could cover something. So this is something where you're not doing nothing more than a simple retail model. Hopefully you can see this. Can we okay, there we go. So in this patient, a medium, so the first one was a small plan, small implementation plan. Let's look at the medium-sized one. So if the medium-sized one, we have the it's called the nutraMetrix custom cutter, that container again. We have 25 patients on it, 25 patients at $93.35 for the HP course, which is the health professional. The suggested retail is $123.02. Retail profit we see there is $29.69. Let's stick with 25 patients again. If out of this practice of 500 patients, 500 is 10%, 25 patients a month commit to this medium-sized option, $742 that month. And then we can see that that grows. And you can see the numbers are growing with each change. Okay. Why are we not moving? Oh, okay. There we go. So, did I go backwards? No, I did not. All right, great. Here we go. Now, if we look at this earned commission, so remember, there were 2 options. You could earn the retail profit, but you also have the option of earning ongoing income. This is for practices that would love to do a referral approach to expand their commissions coming in. So you can earn commissions on this end, where you have the same patient option with nutraMetrix Daily Essential Package, which contains the 4 different products in one. At, again, $55 costed a health professional. The retail could be $77. If we look at 25 patients who commit monthly per month, that's $550. We already said that. But if we take a look now at something called business volume points, if we take it from the simple approach to earning continual income with the expansion, 40 is something we call business volume points. The same product that's already being bought monthly is just going to earn those 40 BV points. Those BV points based on 25 patients comes out to 1,000 BV points. With 100 patients, it comes out to 4,000 points, and so on and so forth. However, if you take a look at the total retail profit in a year, right here, see my pointer? And then you add the commissions based on the monthly business volumes, which is that 40, right here, monthly. Then you put it together, 1 year, $8,400. Not too bad. And that's just with a practice 5,000 patients, 10% 500, and we're focusing on just the 25 patients per month. Imagine if your practice grows with more. Imagine that you do so much more. Look at how much more the earning could be. So we're taking a look at the second option, and I'll just go through. We already know the retail monthly would be 442. Take a look at that retail profit there, total annual here. If we take those monthly BVs, business volumes here, those points come out to money. Then we take it up together and it becomes 11,604 for 25 patients monthly. And that's at 2 patients a day. Now, we have 3 account options that exist. Excuse me. We have 3 account options that exist to find out which one best suits each practice. Again, we have to focus on each practice needs. We have something called the HP1, which is the Health Professional Introductory Account. Basically, it's the simplest approach. It's designed for health professionals or a small practice that is focused on success of their own practice. Simple, easy, profitable, automated. Done. Now, they do have the option to go into the expansion portion, which they can go up to the HP Executive Account at any time that they choose. Then we go on to the HP Executive Account, which is the Health Professional Executive Account, which gives them full access to everything. Advanced account, which allows them to leverage our solution with their referral network. Does it mean that a HP1, which is the introductory account, cannot leverage that? They can. Obviously, they can. However, it's a different system where they have full access to leverage everything that exists with the HP Executive Account. Now, then we also have the option which is called the nutraMetrix Consultant. That's for a non-health professional or maybe a health professional without the practice who gains full access. And again, it's the advanced account developed for individuals who would like to work with health professionals and leverage the solutions that exist, also leveraging that referral network system. Great. So how does that commission system work here? Okay, so again, you can earn profits with retail, you can earn profits with the business volume. That exists no matter what. We earn by tracking that business volume commissions through your business development centers, which this is what the business development center is. This is you, the health professional, and this may be to referrals or just to other people in the system that are also health professionals working simple development center like you are. All orders which are placed for inventory or for your private practice or through the nutraMetrix website, which you will be given, are credited to your account. You automatically receive commission checks when the BV criteria is met, and you'll understand how to put this into action. So now the BV grows here, the BV comes here, and you can alternate it, and then systems goes up to you where when it reaches that criteria, you start receiving a check. And it's really great. As a health professional, you did nothing more than try to accomplish your goals and have that growing in your system and having that extra business volume, extra cash or extra check that comes in, which is really awesome to help with the growth. So if you're alternating those business volume points, it grows to 1,200, which is where that first check comes at 300, which everybody starts out with. Then you can continue to receive it where the next level where the BV points are being put, again, from the left and the right, they keep growing based on the volume of products. And then you get 2,400 on both sides, you get another $300. Oh, did we go up? We're going up, not down. Money goes up, not down. Then the next level is the $3,600 BV business volume points, which accomplishes another $300 check. And then we have the last level, which is 5,000 both ends, which can earn up to weekly potential of 1,500, which has occurred. Doctors, health professionals, or different health professionals, will achieve the 5,000 business volume, both ends of their business, and they get 600 at that point. And this can happen in a week, it can happen in a month, it can happen however fast the volume grows. Okay, so again, we're talking about additional revenue stream for a group or referrals. This is when we do the expansion of the referral network. The nutraMetrix consultant would help build that community of wellness-minded professionals to help them increase their sales or increase their overall volume, which comes through sales. The system, which already occurs, not you, the health professional, already occurs, will help you count the points that exist, will help you continue to calculate your sales and keep track of what's going on in the system. You will receive 100% credit for all volume generated within your organization. So let's say this is you, the health professional, or a nutraMetrix consultant. You have a health professional here who might be another small practice that's a wellness-minded professional who's looking to grow their patients, to grow the wellness of their patients, or just whatever their practice goals are. They're here. And then once they're here, they will also have their sales and their business or business volume. So the volume of that not only goes up here, continues to grow and feed the system here. Same thing on this end. Why does this choose? So that's you. And this is just showing you how it grows. So this might be you again, because you have three business development centers that exist. Now, this might be another medical doctor on this end. This might be a registered nurse, or this might be a dietitian or cardiologist on this side, or physical therapist, or another doctor. However you refer a network is, and you may know all of them and you may not know all of them, but all volume that's created through all the sales here will continue to grow. And again, through that, it grows 1,200, 1,200, 2,400, 5,000, up to the point of 1,500 weekly potential of money that blesses your system, your business, and you can use that towards whatever your goals are. Yes, okay. So the HP Executive account is the full access account. So why do we offer this advanced option? Because it provides more income through a shared revenue system that supports synergistic patient care, whether it's through a large practice, whether it's through outside referrals, whatever it is. The sales volume is what continues to grow to help feed the entire organization. It can provide ongoing income that continues even after practice is closed, which is beautiful because some health professionals have goals to do bigger things than what's current in their practice. Some want to develop new centers. Some want to have access to patients that they don't have. So this is great because that ongoing income can help feed that goal, feed that dream. And after the practice is closed, it's great to have something that continues to feed your income or practice or just your account, so that you don't have to feel that you need to continue working. You can also continue to live a life and not overwork. It provides a commission system to support large physician groups or health networks, and it also provides an opportunity for success for both the individual health professional and the group simultaneously. So again, how can you leverage that existing network? Take a look at the people around you. Either you know a health professional of some kind, or you work with them, or if you're a health professional, you refer to them, or they're in a network that's connected with you. You may have a nutraMetrix consultant, maybe you want to develop one in your practice, pediatrician, ophthalmologist. All these individuals can support the implementation process to your practice, or the nutraMetrix implementation practice, as I said. So again, we refer, teach, and support other health professionals or consultant. So as I already repeated, we receive 100% credit for all sales volumes generated by referred partners. Your staff members can be trained by the nutraMetrix consultant to support the success of your practice. And this can be organized without interrupting the flow of the practice. Staff members can also become certified as a weight loss coach to help support that weight loss success program that you might want to implement. Or it might just be something that they already have a dream of, and it also helps support the practice's growth. The compensation system can provide income to staff at no extra cost to your practice. Sweet. Individuals who fit as outside nutraMetrix consultants can also support the development, a referral development outside of the practice, because sometimes that is hard for the health professionals. Although there are some health professionals who are now able to go support other practices or referrals of their personal choosing to help build that support with that other practice, or to help them grow also. So I went into detail about this before, so I'm just going to go over it again here. Now, here's when you have your full expansion, And you have all these other practices who are choosing to also grow a network for themselves and choosing that expanded option. So you have full access, and these are option 2 and 3. You have full access. It provides significant income to leverage additional business development. Additional requirements obviously will be included. So there are basic monthly requirements that will now exist, and there are trainings that exist, and the training is also to support and help. You might be able to add additional nutraMetrix consultants to support development of additional locations or referrals. And that could be through the referrals, through the other practices that exist. And these are also practices that want to build that great referral network to continue to support that ongoing income. And as always, the nutraMetrix consultants will provide business development support. So if this is a nutraMetrix consultant, they exist right here. And then again, we'll continue to build that network in there, and 100% credit of everything is generated. Whether you know the practice that's added, you know everybody in the system will continue to flow up. No winding. Okay, this slow down. Okay. Yes. Why did it go? Okay. All right, here we go. So again, you see how this flows up from even the last practice that's been added to the system. It just continues to flow and support that practice that's developing. Again, $1,200 will be $300 check. $2,400 will be another $300 check. $3,600 on both sides would be another $300 check. And $5,000 will give us $600 check, which again will give you $1,500, which is the potential weekly. And if you take a look here, there is the ability to achieve a management bonus, which is also earned according to the compensation plan which exists. And that allows the potential of up to that $2,100 weekly potential, which there is an annual earning potential of $1,009. Not like that. $109,000 every year. Where are we? Now, why are you not? Okay, here we go. Where are you? Okay. So there is the ability to earn more income by increasing and activating more development centers. You can leverage the consultants who will help develop new business. And again, the additional business development centers are all available through something called reentry. And if you want to get the details about that, we can always look at the full compensation plan for further details. All right, so here is just the system working. If you're placed here, where's that? Do you see how? Okay, so let me go back and make sure that's clear. There you go. So this could be you, the health professional who exists. And then we have, this is also your business center. So you might decide to, another practice is placed under your nutraMetrix consultant decides to open a nutraMetrix account to develop. Now you'll see how this grows. Again, you have a potential of opening up this center, which is not the same center here. This center to develop $2,100 weekly in this center. You can continue that growth again on the other side, where again, you can develop that side. So not only do you have the potential of earning the $2,100 here, you can develop it here and earn the $2,100 here. You can develop it here and earn the $2,100 here. And then obviously that doubles the payment weekly potential. Watch that. So now I can earn $2,100 here, but $2,100 can be on this system, $2,100 on this system, and this could all be achieved weekly also. Okay, so again, at this point, when you develop those centers and open them up more, you have the annual earning income of $325,000, which could be earned into organization. And again, everything flows up 100%. Credit of all business volume. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you have the startup cost, and here's just a summary of what the account. So we talked about the HP1, which is the health professional introductory account. We talked about the executive, the HP executive, and we talked about the nutraMetrix consultant. So here the cost here is $159.95, and the same for the HP executive, and then that's the health professional, and then nutraMetrix consultant is $129.95. The unfranchised management system is $21.95, regardless of which account you choose. There's a minimum order of 200. There's no minimum order in the initial one, which is 200 BV to qualify. That's 200 business volume. That could just be what products you choose to start to try off or choose to use as the first package in your practice. And the same thing occurs for everyone across the board. Now, the BV income, here there's $78,000 a year that could be earned. Here you have the option to get to $109,000 per year per business development center. Remember, you can have the main one, then you can still open up the other two and have 3 centers going up. However, there is a cap here at the $78,000, but the other ones have no cap. You can continue to grow the system and build them. There is no limit in the number of business development centers. Can a HP1 set up an account? The answer is no. However, the executive and the nutraMetrix consultant can, because again, they have their referral network they can leverage. Monthly minimal, you have the unfranchised management system, which is the $21.95. That's there so that you have access to the websites, and everyone does, and your patients or network does. Here we have that, but there's also something called an ordership, which basically think of it as your monthly business overhead. So if you have a system where your patients are using particular products, then you probably have the monthly thing that you want to have in stock. Do you have to have them all shelved? No, but you have your monthly requirement here. And then there's that annual renewal that will occur regardless of. Training requirements are not mandatory for the introductory account, which I usually advise health professionals to start off with. But with the HP executive, there is that other training that exists. And it's great because not only does it support the business, but it allows you to understand some of the criteria and legalities that exist. And then for the nutraMetrix consultant, there is the consultant training. The accounts required to earn commission, there is none required here to earn commission, but here there are. So again, let me just revisit. What are the next steps on the curve? Please just schedule a discovery meeting with your nutraMetrix consultant to find out what's going on, to see if they can customize a solution to meet the needs of your practice. Second step would be customize a selection of products and services to meet the unique needs of your practice and of your patient population. Third would be to open a nutraMetrix account, which is $159.95, and it includes everything listed: the account, the website, the materials, annual renewal, and everything else that I listed. And we have something called the deductor, which is a widget which helps with tax deduction tracking. There is so much more. And you can find out more once you sit with a discovery meeting with a nutraMetrix consultant to find out the best way. Find out you never know what you know. Then the fourth step would be maybe schedule an implementation meeting. Again, step one is the only thing I would say you start off with. Get that discovery meeting in. See what proposal might be drawn up for your system and see what comes from that. Once you choose that this is the process for you, then we go to step 2, 3, and 4, where you schedule the implementation training for your staff to understand so that they can understand your vision. We don't want to practice where it's just the health professional and none of the staff knows the vision. At least we share the vision with your staff, however you choose to implement. Then you train the key staff members you want. And then 6 would be measure ongoing progress, make adjustments to ensure success for both. So nutraMetrix honestly provides training, online, in person, and it's ongoing training. We have for health professionals the implementation and product training. We have staff for health professional training. It teaches the nutraMetrix consultant training will also teach staff members how to go through the process, how to implement, and so on and so forth. And it can help you design a successful system for the inside of your practice. And there are other training available that you can ask your nutraMetrix consultant about. What are your next steps? Get your questions answered, because I am sure I have not answered every question. So please get your questions answered. Try some of the products and find out for yourself. See if it makes a difference for you. Try it and see what it exists in it. Read the labels, find out what's in it. Have your nutraMetrix consultant customize a proposal to suit your unique office needs. And evaluate to see if nutraMetrix is a great fit for you. And who knows, if it is a great fit for you, great, we could start that process for you. If it's not, maybe you know someone who can be blessed with that option, who can also learn something or gain something on nutraMetrix and offer them that. So these are some of the next steps. Again, nutraMetrix is a custom health solution, and we do want to bridge that gap. We do want to connect you to either products or services that we might provide or have access to help build your practice, to help create that vision, to help support your vision, to help achieve the goals that you have set out for your practice. Take a minute, contact the person who invited you to this webinar, say thank you. Contact them, see if they can schedule a discovery meeting with you, see if your questions can be answered. And thank you so much for spending this time with me and allowing me to share the great solutions and options we have as a custom health solution system. Thank you and have a great night. Now I'm going to see how. Okay. Did I?